Welcome to Malcolm and We, heard exclusively on malcolmpresents.com, uh, which is a worldwide a streaming platform heard worldwide and even in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn, my hometown. That's my place, baby. That's my place.
Anyway, today we have this is Malcolm Berman with my co-host Yana Larson, and a familiar face is joining us today, uh,
Hi, everybody.
Maxine Margot Rubin.
Maxine.
Rubin.
Maxine Margot Rubin the
Who
first.
is if you're familiar with Malcolm Presents, she's on a lot of my shows. We co-host a lot of shows.
Yeah, we do shows. We also do the Many Shades of Green on Hudson River Radio and
And,
Malcolm
if-
Presents
and,
and the Many Shades of Green and anything else you want to
and
say.
Tush Twins if you want something light.
If you want something silly, which we need now, I think more than ever,
Silly and ain, and it means
because
absolutely nothing, but you can enjoy yourself. That would be
that's right. Because if we don't have a little levity in this, we're all gonna go cuckoo.
but
I
it,
saw a thread today on thread that this person put up says my parents are having a party this weekend. They bought six piñatas. They give for $10 you get three tries. One piñata is El
yeah.
Presidente. The other one is the El Vice Presidente, and the third one is the South African whiz kid, who's whatever. And so the person said, $10, all of it's going to go to the ACLU and another charity. So to me, that's taking something in a strange way. You're getting out, you're venting your frustration, and you're donating to good causes. And
Well,
also
That's per-
Union of Concerned Scientists.ucs.org and We the World. We have to donate to these places now more than ever because, you know, anyway.
yeah. Give us the money.
Yeah, so so
yeah.
so so
Well, the thing
Please show it to us.
I
yeah.
just thought we could do a TV show, right? A TV show like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
With the three of them are stuck on an island, and we'll put some other people in there, and hear the song.
We're
No
living
one's going to want to
in
go to that island.
no, I think
They only took a 4-year trip. But
I
anyway,
mean,
getting back to what we want to talk
well,
about.
we can always have a penguin march. I think tomorrow's we're taping this today, which is the 4th of April, but tomorrow, the 5th of April, is a march,
Yeah,
all over
hands-off
the country.
protest. Yeah, all sorts
Okay.
of groups are participating in that. Indivisible, Free Press, Mobilize, all kinds of organizations are coming together. I think it's a really great idea.
Yeah, well, we have to really protest like never before. I
I think
mean,
there's a big protest planned for tomorrow.
that's what I just said.
Well, we were just talking about Malcolm.
Yeah.
Wake up, baby. I know it's early
Oh,
for you.
okay.
You're in the
Yeah,
he's
it is
he's not
early.
awake.
It's
It's
People
too
don't
early out there.
it's not
feel this
9 o'clock
bedtime.
yet.
Yeah, it's not 9 o'clock yet. It's
This is
almost.
early for me. You can tell by my the
Your
hoarseness in my
voice.
voice.
You called this morning.
But anyway, what surprises me, and I think it's surprise the nation or the world, how fast he's doing this, what he's doing, and it's all with executive orders.
Hmm.
There's nothing that has been passed by Congress. He hasn't used the other parts of the government at all. It's just him as a one-man dictator. And
Hmm.
he wants to do it all at once without any planning, without, as far as, when Doge comes in, they just look at, okay, there's 10,000 people here. Let's cut off, 50%, 60%. Let's cut 5,000 people out without, uh, really going and investigating, doing a due diligence on what that department does,
You
what they,
see, the faster he does this and the quicker he kills the world, which he pretty much started yesterday globally, then the rest of the time he can just go golfing, which he also did
yeah.
yesterday. And then he'd have, let me get this done quickly, and I'll just stay in Mar-a-Lago for the next 3.5 years. There's nothing, and then he can have his boon party take care of the rest. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, and
Um,
of course, it's not only with the firing with Doge now. It's his foreign policy. It's his wanting to you know leave Ukraine to itself. It's
well,
we're not supporting them anymore.
I don't know if people can see this. It's a bunch of
Oh,
penguins
penguins.
throwing tea off a boat. He has tariffed a tea, an islands.
It's
I
only
mean,
inhabited by penguins.
it's literally it's the penguins of it's Heard and McDonald Island. I'm surprised McDonald Islands. I'm surprised he didn't go there personally and have a Big Mac, you know. But McDonald Island was hit with a 10% tariff. The island is inhabited by penguins, and it's an Australian external territory of barren and Arctic islands. There's nothing. There's penguins, and there's another island, Bard, with polar bears. That's also being taxed. So my thing is, if the penguins and polar bears get together, we can have a revolution, baby, and
Yeah,
that's how we're going to deal
just
with
like
it.
Bastille Day.
You know, ex
There are a few islands that don't have any inhabitants.
this one doesn't. Oh, I mean, well,
No,
these
no
have
animals.
penguins.
Penguins or
No,
polar bears, huh? And they still
I
got
I
tariff.
don't know. So he taxed to the highest extent. I think the highest tax was Vietnam was 46%. And but 34% on China. China just
And
gave
nothing on Russia, right? Nothing on Russia.
zero
yeah.
on Russia or Iran. Zero. Those two countries, zero. Zero. What is going on with this? I mean, it's frightening. I wanted to ask you, so we were talking just before, like, a lot of organizations are for world peace and world, health
Like
and environment, like We the World.
we the world.
So what's gonna be happening with that? How are you gonna like deal with probably losing, grant money or any federal monies that you get, which I'm not sure.
I don't think we get any federal money.
Then you don't
I
have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
we don't have to worry about it. I mean, we always have to worry about money.
Right, in general,
But,
right.
yeah,
Right.
everybody. But it was just everybody who is a part of groups like that. There was a lot of depression and just like wind knocked out of our sails. And now what? With the
Yeah,
election,
Yeah.
and now it's just like how much to. I'm one of the people who like to pay a lot of attention to the news because I want to know what's going on. So, because you miss a couple days and you've missed a lot of what's
Yeah,
happening. And
not even a couple of days. If you go away for a few hours, it's another executive
exactly,
order.
the
and it's
pay
Friday. And it's Friday, and he always likes to do his bomb announcements.
Oh,
Like
yesterday was pretty bomb announcement, and he did it on a
yeah,
Thursday because he wants to play golf today.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't know what I don't know. All I know is that he's a convicted. He has 34 felon
Mm.
counts against him. He's a convicted
He's
felon,
convicted.
which in a lot of countries you cannot go to those countries, and he is not going out of this country,
I
and
knew
he's
it.
not even going to places that are open. Wonder why? It's like, it's just. I mean, we had on a show yesterday, Julie McNamara, who's does policy for energy and climate and for the Union of Concerned Scientists, and she was just pouring her heart out as to what is going on in the most cogent, intelligent way of saying what is happening, and from their perspective, and it's like the biggest thing she said was like, we have to speak out. I said, what are you guys doing? I mean, she goes, luckily they don't get federal money. So they rely on other other donations and other things. And they are critical now because scientists are being lopped off in record numbers that have expertise that we need for health, education,
Right.
welfare.
It's not only these groups, these charity groups that we're talking about, or the groups that are independent. It's the government agencies that take care of that. It's USAID.
Yeah,
It's
well, those are being
HHS. It's
right.
agencies that take care of the kids. It's agencies that take care of our nuclear power, our nuclear weapons,
Well,
and they fired them
Major
all.
diseases. Think of all the people who will die from poverty and not being able to get their medications, HIV, tuberculosis, all of
also the climate, they're reducing all the regulations.
them.
They are now basically saying coal come back.
Yeah.
And the people who live closest to those places that these horrible toxic fumes and things in the, are exposed to are lower income. It's a climate justice issue, and basically asthma rates, any lung disease, uh, it's going to be insane. He literally, why do you think he's taxed and put those island, Heard and McDonald Island of a 10% tax? Think about it. He wants to drill in the Arctic.
Yeah,
Penguins can't stop him.
right. Polar bears can't stop him, although
He's that has to be in the mind, because I don't know how else, unless this was a joke by the Project 2025 people to throw it in there, which I don't think so. I think he used the dartboard of, they had a giant map and they threw some darts, and wherever it landed, oh, let's get this country, oh, Colombia, okay, 25%. It's like it reminds me of the soup Nazi in Seinfeld. No soup for you,
Yeah.
So this is he reminds me of the soup Nazi, except now he actually reminds me of a real Nazi. Um,
Well, I'm not,
yeah,
yeah, I'm not an economist. So, and finance is not one of my, major, knowledge, it's my major knowledge. But I listen to people who know.
yeah. Well,
That's what I like. I gather information. And from that information, then I make my decision.
well, that's
And it-
something that a lot of people do not do,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Well,
Um,
it seems that I've been listening to, I see a lot on the news. And the news, a major thing is, my internet. And I listen to both sides. I listen to,
there is another side.
yeah,
Seriously?
no, I listen to like MSNBC type of thing, the liberal, and I
Okay.
also listen to Fox to see what they
I
say.
wouldn't give Fox my little Nielsen rating because they can go themselves.
Well, I haven't been surveyed, so I don't know if they know that I'm listening because my
Yeah, they know you when you go take a crap.
with the
You
internet maybe.
understand that. Starlink is right above you.
But,
I
but,
mean,
but
they know everything, and now Doge got all our information, our bank accounts, our SS
well,
numbers,
that's
all illegally, by the way. There's only so much. I mean, it's the barrage of it, as you said, Yana, the barrage, the quickness that you can't fight. You just can't
well,
fight on
there's so
every
many
front.
things that you're fighting for. I think right now he's keeping Musk on there because Musk has uh, a graded, unfavorable rating than he does.
well,
So he's like the
Trump
whipping boy.
needs him for his money.
No, but
Well,
he's also the whipping boy.
he
Yeah,
couldn't. He didn't pull through in Wisconsin. Thank goodness.
no,
I
yeah.
was
You know.
going to say that was quite the coup in Wisconsin.
Yeah. I
And
don't
Uh,
and
know.
it was a coup in Florida too, because it shows how much the other side
His
is not
game, yeah.
liking what's happening in
But,
Florida. And
but we're gonna have to wait now like almost a year and a half, or more than a year and a half, to find out, uh, whether whether the liberals or the Dems or whoever you want to call them can regain the House or Senate.
well, I think it's starting before because of the special elections. We're starting to get a hint of what the mood is.
Right.
But
Well,
I think he's
yeah,
gonna.
I mean, yeah, the special elections gave some idea, and
It's encouraging.
the
And all the protests that are happening, like with this big hands off. I'm fascinated to see what happens. I hope it's all peaceful and there's, no.
well, now they're sending in agitators, the Proud Boys and the other groups
Yeah, to
to
to wrap things up.
so that way if it becomes, what Trump wants it to become, which is a bloodbath, then he could have martial law put in. And
Well, and that's
then he
why
could shut down everything and he could just rule the country. And no
that's
one
why
would be allowed to leave the country, by the
and
way.
that's why they're on the hands off. All the information that I'm seeing is that they're having lots of like, you know, uh, things to do with your phone and
Music they want
well,
people to
everything
like
is
dance, to have music to show that they're not doing
yeah,
anything
and to watch
negative.
for agitators and don't get involved and report and things to do with like everything like, security for yourself and things that you need to do. They're doing a really good job of organizing.
I
So,
never thought I'd see this happen now again after protesting. I was kind of in middle school and I shouldn't have been protesting. It was a little too young, but we would go to the Army Recruiting Center in Coney Island, Malcolm. You remember that?
Yeah.
And they used to have protests there. And that was the closest thing we could get to,
That's where I see
and
it.
then
That's
go
where I
get
know
a
you.
hot dog at Nathan's. It's like, so, um,
That's where I know you from, in case anybody's
you
interested.
probably saw me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We grew up about 2, 3 miles apart. I'm
Yeah.
from Coney Island, and
I
Max
was
is
you know
Ocean.
each
from
other
Brighton
then?
Beach.
No, I didn't know Malcolm then.
I was
Then
introduced to Max through her brother,
yeah,
a
my
film noir
brother
guy.
and Malcolm are
Yeah,
closer in age.
we did a show together, but it was more a music show.
Yeah,
And
but
uh, I was talking to him about the website. Malcolm Presents. He said, "Oh, my sister does a show." That's when
right,
we got in contact and we started a show together.
right. It's my
Well,
brother.
it must have been fairly recent.
That was a few
No,
years.
5, 6 years ago.
My brother,
That's recent.
my brother passed away in 21. So,
That's
so
From COVID or
nah, he had a stroke.
oh
It wasn't a
yeah.
good thing.
no.
Uh,
He was too aware of the world and really got it. He would have had, if he was alive today.
I don't
Oh
think he would have
my
made it
God,
through.
he probably
No,
wouldn't have a
and
voice.
my sister-in-law said, and my nephew said he wouldn't, he
Oh,
wouldn't.
well, that's what I've said about my parents, and especially, I mean, um, my mom would. She passed a couple of years ago, but she would never have been able to make it through this. Just everything.
But anyway, it's becoming, a controlled state, as we, saw during World War II with Germany. He controls all the aspects of it. In fact, I was just reading this morning, I'm forgetting the guy's name, he's a Nobel Prize winner from Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Mm.
They took his visa away. He's 84 years old. Why? Because he was talking things negative about some of U.S. policies.
Yeah. Uh,
Well, all those people that they just sent to Salvador, just because they had a
El
certain kind of
Salvador.
El
Yeah.
Salvador.
El
Yeah.
Salvador.
Right. Close enough.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't know. They say 300, but I don't know if they're 300. But there were people grabbed off the street.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a due process.
Right.
And,
And they do it, like under, the dark of night, they sneak in, and like before anybody knows what's going on. They're all masked. They're all together with
well, the
guns.
girl from Tufts that
Yeah.
the INS
Student.
INS ICE took her right off the street. She didn't know that her visa was canceled.
who is taking, I mean, they fired thousands of people from all the agencies, yet they find these people. Who's doing this? And this is Gestapo tactics.
Right.
This is the boom party. This is the brown shirts. Except it says ice in their back. We're in 1930s now here.
Yeah.
Germany. That's where we are. And half the people are still walking through a cloud every day. I know people have lives to live. I understand. We're all trying to get through. But if you don't know what's going on in your country now, this is serious.
Well, I
And
still know people who approve of him. That I don't understand. People who are normally normal.
they're
I
not
don't,
normal if they
I don't,
approve of him.
but what do they approve of?
That eventually things are going to right themselves. He's doing it for the future of this country. What he says. I mean, he says, "Oh yeah, but, the factory's going to come back and the industry is going to come back." And
And there are all sorts of
I
reasons why
I
that loss
feel like
doesn't occur.
for all my life, the USA was being taken advantage. The poor USA, the rest of the world were laughing at us. I don't
No, they
remember that.
weren't. We had the
We pay
strongest
so much, and
economy.
that's not true because a lot other countries pay more than the U.S. does, and
Yeah,
U.S. meanwhile causes a lot of problems. Just think how hard it's going to be to repair the attitude that people have about America. It's just like just because of Trump. Well, if we're from America, we're Americans, so therefore we're like lumped in with him,
yeah.
which we
Well,
are.
I mean, as far as foreign relations, he's alienated all our allies, and
He's alienated us from the world. He's
no,
gotten rid
I
of
mean,
he's gotten
probably
rid of our
Russia likes him. China probably. I think China still likes him.
no, China just came out with a 34% tariff. They say and then they said you want our minerals? Again, that's what they did.
Well, I was saying earlier, uh, I don't know that much about economics, but I
Yeah.
know that a lot of criticism that I've heard for the last 2 days is that he is totally wrong about the tariffs. And as far as the numbers he spouted out, people came on and said those numbers are inaccurate. They're
Yeah.
not really the true tariffs that are being charged.
Because he used some sort of formula which I think is mostly, made up. I
Yeah,
think
that's invalid.
someone said on one of the news, I forgot which one, or I heard it, that they used AI.
Yeah,
Did you hear that? And
something like that.
this is
And they
what,
had a formula about
right,
like writing
right,
the difference between whatever, and
right,
that's how they came up with their figure.
right. And the penguin tariff. I
Yeah.
Right.
mean, I mean, I got to get a penguin t-shirt. I got to go on, I got to find one.
Well, the
Um,
problem is when he comes, talks about numbers and he talks about the numbers, and I know they're totally wrong.
oh, you
You know,
know,
like with the
I know,
immigration.
Yana knows,
Yeah, yeah. Well,
half the
like
country
with the
knows.
immigration, how many illegal,
A preschooler
undocumented,
probably knows.
yeah, how many undocumented aliens came in, which is totally wrong. About how much we spend, which is totally wrong. There was one thing that he was talking about that
He spews outrageous lies, and on all of it, his
that we were trying to do.
I cannot stand his voice. Ugh.
I
Oh,
can't look
that's
at
this.
him
My wife can't
actually.
listen to him.
I neither can I. I'm with Anna.
He,
Seriously.
he comes on and she turns him off.
Me too. I don't my husband watches the news more than me.
I
I'll
watch
get
him.
my news from my sources.
Mm.
And I'll look at The Economist, and I have, subscription to Atlantic and the the Times, which sometimes, and the Wall Street Journal, because you got to look at other publications. And even they're like, what the F? The Wall Street Journal, like, what the heck? I mean, it's even though the New York Post, which is Murdoch, put out something a couple of months ago. I mean, I got to find it on my phone, but the headline of the New York Post was like ridiculous. It was actually a picture of I don't know if I can find it.
Does Murdoch own the Wall Street Journal?
Yes, he does.
Yeah, because they come out against him.
Well, and the Post came out too. I can't find it, but um uh it was a picture of Putin on the front cover of the front of the paper, and and something to the thing of like, he's a following a dictator
Yeah.
or something to that effect. It was crazy. And when I saw it, I didn't buy the paper. I took a picture of the front page because I wouldn't buy the Post for nothing.
I used to
But
like the Post. I mean, I'm going back 30, 40 years ago.
well, people. Oh, okay. This is what it says. If people can see it, it says.
I can't say it.
Hold on. Let me move this quickly. Let's see if I can. And it's not.
No, read
I
it.
can't
You
see
gotta
it.
read. Yeah,
Anyway, why isn't this
There's a
coming
big
up?
glare on it.
it's glared.
Can you see it now?
Oh yeah,
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
This
Okay.
is a dictator.
That's
Yep.
the New York Post. That's the New York Post. Okay, so just saying,
Well, the question is, I don't know what's going to happen.
no one does. The markets are tanked right
Well, the
today.
market just went to, I just checked it again. It's down almost 1,600 points again.
What's going to be the point where it's a depression?
I think we're going to go into recession, but
Well, there's
I
no
don't
reason.
know.
No, I think we can go past recession straight to depression if it keeps
Hmm.
this up.
Well, if it keeps on firing the federal workers,
Yeah, he does. 10,000 workers are the health departments, CDC,
and
NIH,
that's his health.
gone. And
And
we
then
have a total crackpot who's got a worm in his head directing medicine. He's telling people to take vitamin A for measles, and now a lot of them have vitamin A poisoning.
yeah,
You see that anywhere?
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, vitamin A is a fat soluble vitamin. It's not a water soluble vitamin. So those kinds of vitamins, they get into your,
yeah.
you know,
Well, all these people that
out of
he's
the
oh,
So,
Science, there's something called science, there's something called
yeah, like
fact, there's
nutrition
something called
science.
medicine. He
Yeah.
fired the guy who saved his life. When he had COVID, there were two special things they were working on,
right.
and they gave it to him. He was dying. He was dying. When he went up into the helicopter and he tapped on the rail and went, you knew he was dying. They saved him.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they saved him. And so what does he do? The guy that saved his life, he fired.
Well, he's nominated all these for the secretaries for his
Yeah.
cabinet, all these people who have no experience in that area. It
Really,
yeah.
Malcolm? You
None
can't.
of them do. I mean, they're just all,
And the
And
signal gate and giving information over a chat so that people, I mean, wouldn't it be kind of crazy if
and now the
like
Secretary of Defense takes his wife on all these trips.
and he gave his brother a job, you know, gave his brother a job. Not too much nepotism there.
he has a brother.
Hesgeth, and not
Yeah,
Trump,
Oh,
the Secretary of Defense.
well,
yeah.
there are some good things to celebrate.
Let's
Gates is
go.
out.
Tell us.
Matt Gates is out.
Where
He was a pansy compared to these people, I think. I mean, I don't even know what to say. People I think
But we have
are,
to look for happy things to,
well,
like
I mean,
we can
again,
shine our light, Max. We have to.
well, the Penguins now, they're going to be calling tomorrow the March of the Penguins, I think. I think the Penguins taking over the thread. I think Cory Booker
I forget who
Oh,
that was.
that
He
was
is my guy, and
That,
also Chris Murphy,
that put him up in the national spotlight,
and him
definitely.
and Chris Murphy, who's
yes.
from Connecticut. So we have our Jersey and our Connecticut guys doing amazing things, and our two New York senators I'd like to bleh. So I mean Schumer, I don't know.
Sure, I'm not sure if I disagreed with him on him
Well,
not
he
wanting
he
to
has he has no
us going to
fight in
bankruptcy.
him. There's no fight in
It,
him. I
it's
mean,
amazing.
Bernie and AOC having a crowd of 35,000
Mm.
people in three different states was like, what?
I,
What?
I don't know what the tipping point's going to be. There has to be a
If this isn't it, I don't know what is. I
yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
my mom
everything
used,
has been a tipping point. It's just like, like everything that's been happening for a long time now is like, surely somebody's going to wake up and say something and do something to stop this.
I don't know what's the straw that broke the camel's back. I know the thing that they stepped away from, but they might do it slyly is with cutting back Social Security. I don't know if it's going to be with the Medicare or
I think
something
Social
that they.
Security even more than Medicare. I really do. I think that if people don't get their checks, and there's 70 million
Yeah.
people, and I think the families of those people, they don't want to see their parents and
Yeah.
grandparents losing what they put in rightfully working 20, 30 years of their life, including myself.
Exactly.
Well, it's not Trump's fault, but the Social Security funding was never meant to be open funding for the U.S. government, and that's what they
No,
did. That's why. there is a shortfall there because a lot of that money was spent already, but it wasn't spent on Social Security. It was spent on other projects.
Where is that information available?
Excuse me?
Where is what you just said available for people to see?
I think it's a matter of looking up Social Security because they're always talking
I
about
mean,
that.
when, what, who, I mean, I would like more specific information. I
Okay.
mean, I know you saying that, and I hope you didn't hear it from your friend Deborah.
No, no,
So,
no, 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 no. That's not. But
because
that's
because her, I can't even imagine how you can talk to her.
no, no.
But anyway,
But that's
it's just
but
I would be jumping through the Zoom screen going like this.
Yeah, tell me more.
Oh
no,
God,
no,
I wouldn't. No, I think there was some mishandling of funds over the years, but I think they corrected it or were trying to make sure that wasn't going to
I don't.
happen
But
and that it was okay for into the 30s and trying to rectify it. And everything that Biden did, he took right now, all his orders and everything, he just took, and threw them
right.
out.
Well,
And
I'm not talking about Biden or any
no, I
particular.
understand what you're saying, but
It's in general. But the thing is,
so do you want your check to go away, Malcolm?
excuse me.
Do you want your check to go away now?
No, no, I don't think it should be
Because
cut.
Doge can do it, and they might. Who knows?
Yeah, but and also at I mean, part of the reason, part of the big cutbacks were the fact that he wants to, have the billions of dollars or trillions of dollars going to the poor with the tax reduction. He's talking about the tax reduction that, boy, that's going to save the people.
What tax
The
reduction?
tax reduction
The
that
oligarchs?
no, what he wants to, push through as soon as Congress comes back. He wants to do
I
a
mean, a tax cut for the billionaires,
tax cut for billionaires.
right?
Yeah,
It's not going
that's
to be.
the idea of the Reaganomics trickle down because oligarchs are going to have so much money they're going to help us all out.
Well, that's total crap. They're just
Yeah,
going to buy
it is.
more yachts and more
Well,
space, more space
that's what they talked
penises.
about, trickle down economy.
They're just
That is
It
smart.
called.
doesn't work, and neither do tariffs.
Well, they were
Tariffs in the
talking.
1800s caused the depression, and the tariffs in the 20s and 30s, we had a depression from the tariffs. The tariffs, if you look at the economists, if you look at the highest economic advisors of past administrations and current ones now, they say this is horrid. It's
It is
killing.
hard. And
So
don't you
we,
have to go somewhere,
Anyway,
Matt?
guys,
I
we have
do.
to end. Half hour
I'll
is
end
up.
with I have to get a dress for my son's wedding. So
Oh,
So I'm going to go now to look at one.
well, how
I'm going vintage. I'm going to see if I can get a
You're going
ooh,
vintage,
good
business.
idea.
So I
and
don't
and,
know if they
and
have
I
anything,
know,
but we'll find
well,
out.
not on this show, but on Twitch Twins when we do, you're gonna have to show it off.
Well, if I get it, I mean, I don't.
Well, not when you
I
get
But
it.
when I
have
do get
a
it, I
wedding
will.
dress
It's
that I
not
like
if.
for my son's wedding too last summer. So
But anyway,
There
thank
you
you
go.
guys. I mean, thank you guys. Well,
Well, as
it's
I said in my last show, the pendulum is about as low as it's going to get, so it's got to go back
well,
the other way.
this is called
Matthew, shine your light, shine your light.
yeah,
And you as well, and you are. We all are. We're all trying to make a difference. So, all right.
this is known as the Malcolm and We venting show.
Yes, we got to vent today.
Well,
But we have to, tell tell people in our way of venting that we need to
Yes,
speak. We need to speak out. We
it was
need.
fun venting
well,
with you, Maxine.
Yeah, same here.
the
Let's
thing
do
that
it
he said,
again.
the thing that he says,
Community is important
no, no,
now.
no, but like Trump's, like our president says, which is right, and that
Not
party
my
says,
president, might be
no, no,
yours, but go ahead.
but it's like what they say, the government is. The federal government was overblown. There's supposed to be some cutting, but not in the first 2 months that he does
Malcolm,
everything.
stop.
By him.
Really. Because I'm going to strangle you now. Stop. I'm getting off because if you can even repeat that, knowing what's happening now,
Oh no, well that's
anything,
everything is
there's
done.
nothing good coming out of this guy.
Everything is done in 2 months without any without any
Yana,
logical
go do
reason for
something with
doing
him.
it. It's everything,
I
everything's
mean,
off the top.
Man, God.
do something
Bye.
with it.
You're listening to
Take,
Malcolm and We, heard exclusively on malcolmpresents.com. And see you next week if we still have an internet. Bye.
or if we still have a country. Goodbye.
Bye.